Hey, I'm Matt with 731woodworks.com. Today I want to show you how to build this amazing modern TV stand or a modern coffee table. It is so easy to build this. You just need a few tools, a little bit of time, and these hairpin legs. Let me show you how to do it. Hey, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hitting that subscribe button down below, the little bell icon beside it. You'll be notified every time that I upload new content. Hey, I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, share it on your social media, a virtual fist bump from me if you do that. I appreciate it. Hey, don't forget to check the description below. That's where I put the show notes to this video, as well as links to the products and tools I'm using, like these hairpin legs, the stain, different things like that. So you'll measure and cut whatever desired length you want your TV stand to be, as well as the height. Here I'm jointing with my table saw, essentially using a straight edge to guide your stock through the table saw so that you get a clean straight edge. Flip it over, do the other side. If you'll check the card above, there's a detailed video showing you how to do that. Here I'm just using glue on these riser pieces for each side and clamp those together. When the glue dries, we'll screw them in place. This is my Craig K5 jig. I'm drilling pocket holes in both the top and the bottom, and we're going to attach everything with these pocket hole screws. Just be sure to use wood glue and pocket hole screws when you're joining your boards together. This is a Craig bit that I use to drill my pocket holes. It's 3/8 of an inch, so it works out here. I'm drilling 3/8 inch holes about halfway through the stock. So that was pretty simple. Got the holes drilled, got the screws in there. Just gonna take a sanding block and take that rough edge out of there. Now, this is a 3/8 inch dowel. Fits that 3/8 inch hole, which is what a Craig bit is. It's 3/8 of an inch. I got a flesh saw. I don't even know what you call this thing. Got it on Amazon. I'll drop a link below to all these items I'm using. That little saw is very inexpensive. So I'm just going to take some wood glue. Just going to put a little bit on the. It doesn't take much of this stuff. This dowel will be in there forever if you put just a little bit of glue on there. It's got a hammer. It's gonna tap it in. You can see that glue squeezed out a little bit. Just take a damp cloth and get that out of there. And I want to take, see there's still barely sticking up, and I'll take my sander with some 80 grit and we'll sand that flush. And that'll be just slightly different color than when you stain it. You'll be able to see a slightly different color in that that dowel pin, but that's okay. Kind of gives a little detail. I'm gonna do that on the next two on this side, and then we're gonna go to the other end and put that on. Started out with 60 grit, and then I went down to 180. I usually use 120, but the package of sandpaper I have 180 in there. Well, I got it sanded. That was the worst. I hate sanding. It takes forever to do, and it's just boring. But we got it sanded to a 180. I usually use 120, but the sandpaper I bought had 80 and 180 for whatever reason. So I use 180. It's nice and smooth. I've wiped it down with a microfiber cloth, damp cloth, to get that dust off. Next thing I'm gonna do is put this pre-stain conditioner on. If you're staining pine, I highly recommend this. It keeps it from looking blotchy. It makes the wood take the stain better, in my opinion. It's only like $10 or $15 a quart, so it's pretty inexpensive and it lasts a long time. And I just wipe it on with a cloth. I'm gonna wipe this whole thing down with this, let that dry at least 30 minutes, and then we're gonna put an ebony stain. I'm going with the Rust-Oleum Ebony because it works good, and it's what Walmart has. You can also get it on Amazon. These products I'm using, if you check out the description below, you'll see links to all these products. Let's do this. I recommend staining the bottom first and then flipping it over and staining the top. That's what I'm going to do. I like to get in there, these pocket holes, and get that stain in there. In these holes, get that stain down in there and get everything nice and covered on the bottom side of this and this, and then we'll flip it over and do everything else. I didn't put stain conditioner on the bottoms of these because they're not going to be seen, and this ebony is really dark, so it's not going to be too blotchy anyway. But I went ahead and I'm going to let this dry while I put the stain on the bottom side, and we'll be sure and get these in. Again, this is ebony from Rust-Oleum, not that you can see it, but all right, this ebony stain's finally dry. It took it almost 2 days to dry, but it's been very damp here, rainy in the 50s and 60s, so that's probably why it took a little longer to dry. If it was warmer temperatures and a drier atmosphere, it'd probably dry faster. Anyway, it's dry, so now we're gonna put on our clear coat. I'm using General Finishes Armor Seal. This is an oil and urethane-based top coat. It goes on super smooth. I highly recommend this or General Finishes High Performance Top Coat. It's a water-based top coat. This one is. This one's oil-based. It doesn't matter which one you use. Both of them. These are in satin. You can get them in semi-gloss, flat, etc. I'll drop links in the description to both of these. The reason I'm going with the oil-based, it kind of gives it a deeper look, and then also it's a little more durable, I think. But anyway, the reason I picked these, they're a little more expensive, but the reason I use them is because I don't get any brush strokes, I don't get any streaks, anything like that. It goes on super smooth. I like sanding about 320 grit between the coats. I don't have any issues with anything. It comes out super smooth and it looks really great. So let's do that. I'm gonna put one coat on the bottom of the very bottom and the bottom of the top, turn it up, and then put 3 coats. I let them dry between coats, but 3 coats on the top side. So let's do that. Attaching the hairpin legs. I bought these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below to these legs. Setting them in about 2 inches on each side. You set them in however far you want to achieve the look you're wanting. How awesome is that? It's a modern TV stand. Hairpin legs, ebony stain, that General Finishes armor seal on top. That looks good. I like that. You can see that satin finish right there. Remember where we plugged those holes on top? Let's see if we can see them. There's one. Let me see. There's one. You have to really be looking for those to know they're there. You can see those dowels work well, hiding those screw holes. Same thing on this other end. There's one here, and then one there. But you had to really look for them. I love the way this turned out.